Welcome to the Daily Gospel of John. I'm psyched you're watching. We're pressing a little further into the account of the feeding of the 5,000, today looking at verses 12 and 13 in John 6. When they had all had enough to eat, he said to his disciples, "Gather the pieces that are left over, let nothing be wasted." So they gathered them and filled 12 baskets with the pieces of the 5 barley loaves left over by those who had eaten. Okay, so this whole crowd of 5,000 plus, probably closer to 15,000 when you include the women and children, ate till they were full. And Jesus was concerned that nothing be wasted, and I'm psyched about that. I've been on youth retreat type things where it just kills me to see kids throwing away whole trays of food in the cafeteria, because I've been to countries where really people live day to day just barely having enough. And it kills me. I think it would be a good thing for kids and adults in this country to all go 2 or 3 days without food. Just have water. It won't kill anybody. But certainly you would throw away less food for the rest of your life having done that. Anyway, just a thought. But the main point here, I think, is pretty clear. These men, by faith, made available to Jesus all that they had at their disposal for their own needs. They had this donation of 5 loaves and 2 fishes from this boy, and 5 little loaves, it says. Certainly not enough to feed 12 grown men and Jesus, and yet they were generous with that. So Jesus feeds this multitude, and then interestingly 12 basketfuls are left over. That would be, let's see, 1 basketful per disciple. That's a pretty good deal. They gave up a little, like less than half a barley loaf per person and about 1/6 of a fish, and they each got a whole basketful left over. Plus, they had the privilege of participating in eternal stuff. God's eternal work, rescuing souls of eternally valuable people. They got to participate because they were willing to live with a bit of an open hand. And I'll explain that in a moment. In Luke 7:6-38, Jesus said, "Give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." God has a principle at work in this universe. He's a generous and good God. He's a giver. And He loves people who have giving hearts that give cheerfully. And His promise is, both in this life and in the life to come, that He will reward those who are generous, with greater generosity being poured out on them. If you think of it, He who can hold the oceans in the palm of His hand has a little bit bigger capacity to give with than we do in our little hand. But our temptation in this world of limited resources is, when we have resources, is to cling, and nobody's going to get this out of my hand. You'd have to like rip my fingers open to get it away from me. And unfortunately, a lot of people die with their fists clenched, and all of that stuff they've been clinging on to doesn't mean anything then. It hasn't helped anyone. It's just sitting there, and then often kids and grandkids are going to spoil it anyway. And so God says, live with an open hand. Let me use some of your resources to allow you to participate in my eternally valuable work. That's an investment that can never be stolen away. The stock market can't affect it or anything. And not only that, with your hand open, I'm free to pour in to your life blessing upon blessing, not just financial, but other blessings. And so it just makes sense. And so Jesus is continuing to teach these disciples His life lessons. 2 so far in this story, this account, is 1, don't look first to our own resources. Look to what He has available when we are faced with dilemmas bigger than us. And 2, if we're generous with what we do have, He's able to bless us far more than we give to Him. So, hope that helps you today. Have a great day. God bless.